Hello, everybody. This is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. Okay, for this hot Wednesday afternoon for you, I got video number 2. This will probably be on the TBD. I call this build third entry for Chris Montel's classic 101 group build. I'll just go ahead and throw it in there. It's classic enough. It's over 50 years old. So that's pretty classic. Okay. I painted this thing overall light gold gray. I appreciated it first. This is 1940. This is from the Enterprise. And this is the air group that they used, torpedo air group that they used aboard the Enterprise back in 1940. She painted an overall light gray. After that, they went to blue gray and intermediate blue. So they got away from the pre-colored stuff because they knew more resentment. So you better start changing these things into wartime colors. Okay, here she is, 1/48 scale. I got to tape the undercarriage tires. I've already got the torpedo here. I've got it all sanded down, wet sanded down all the seams. I got to find and paint the same, and I will install this later on the build. I got canopies. I got a mask and paint same. And the wings, they do go up. They do fold. You can make them fold, but you got to be very careful. So far, this is probably about the third or fourth one of these I've ever built. And I had no problem with the wing functions on this. You just got to be very careful. You want to make them operable. That's how she looked during 1940 paint schedule they used. They're all gray. The TBD Devastator, TBD. And for a culinary, this is the Airfix one. This is the one I did. Actually, I think this was the first one I built when I first moved this here trailer. Is this one right here. So two different scales. At the Battle of Midway, and you got the 1940 paint schedule right before the war got started. Again, we all know the TBD Devastator was obviously before its time. The United States Navy knew it was, but it had been at Pearl Harbor. That's all we had. We had this, the Dauntless, the Wildcat, the Buffalo, and by 1935, this thing was designed. By 1936, 37, the United States Navy wanted about 800 of these things. They started out, no, probably about 100 and something of them, not that many. They started out with a very small sum to see how they do. But of course, when we were pressed into war, these things, we knew they were obsolete because we know across both ponds, they got better aircraft out there that are actually in combat. And these weren't. This is all we had. I think the TBD Devastator would have got a good shot. Would at least stayed in the war probably maybe a year longer than it was supposed to if they would have had experienced air crews. If they would have had experienced air crews that flew these, and Mark 14 torpedo, 13 torpedoes were gone. I mean, they were trash. They were junk. 15% of the time, they would reach this target and blow up, do its job like all torpedoes do. But they have a lot of problems with the torpedoes. With an obsolete aircraft with faulty weaponry, it's a recipe for disaster. That's what these were. You had 30 air crews that were killed. I mean, the Navy was furious. So you mean to tell me we lost 30 men on these things? Exactly. Every one of them shot down. Oh my God. We can't have this. What are we going to do? And that's what the TBF was being introduced to the Navy at the time. The TBF didn't come out till later, 1942. Right after the Battle of Midway, TBS were used. But they were the placement for these things here. The TBD had electric wings, had brakes, had hydraulic for landing gear, it was a versatile bomber, could be used as a high altitude bomber or torpedo bomber. They were realized as a torpedo bomber. They're very slow and cumbersome. They go 200 miles an hour, and as fast as they go. And we got about an extra 1,000 pounds of armament under a torpedo with a big pickle on the bottom of their fuselage, and 400 or 500 pound bombs on there. I mean, the airspeed these things went up over 130 miles an hour as fast as they went. And I can imagine that having these things very slow coming at you like that. This is like shooting dragonflies. With improper air cover for these things, faulty weaponry, inexperienced air crews, that's exactly what happened. That's history. So, like I say, if they had experience, if TBD had experienced air crews, and air defensive measures, and good torpedoes, she may stay in for maybe 6 months to a year longer. And these things were completely just gone. They were sent to shore stations. They think United States Navy says they can do a lot more better at a shore station. They can't afford shipboard. And that's what they were. They used them as trainer aircraft. And by 1943, they're gone. They threw them in San Diego Bay, pitched them overside North Atlantic Ocean, South Pacific Ocean. No matter where they had them, they got rid of them. They don't need them no more. That's why there's no TBDs nowhere except one. They made a model of it. It's made out of foam. It was supposed to be made for a movie. And they bought it, and they got people there making it look like real airplanes. So it's in Jacksonville, Florida now. So that's the reason why none of these exist in museums in flyable day, because they're all shit canned. We could use them. Okay, that's about it on the video 2 for Classic 101 tribute build. So I got about 3 in my belt right now. I'm getting done. Got the Air Cobra done. Got to get the Halley bag going. I'll finish this up to be 3. Now I've been working on Charlie Max and Frankie Dave's buddy build. I got the other side of the wing painted sky color. The same thing with the fuselage. Other side of the fuselage. So I got to mask down the sky and prepare for camo. I will do that tonight. Get the clothes on and get the wings done on there. Final reveal for that be by Friday. I can have the final reveal for this by Friday too on the TBD. I'm thinking about having a little live action tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and build this live action. This will be B-26. This is 1956. Aurora B-26D Marauder. This thing is bigger than the 148 scale. It's bigger. I don't know what kind of mathematics they used back in those days. But this thing is probably, I'd say about 146 scale. So smaller the number, but bigger the model. I think it'd be a nice live action job we can do tonight on this thing. Here's another airplane right there that gave a lot of people hell. First was the B-26 Marauder. It was just like it's just like a TBD Devastator. It was state of art. A lot of those pilots were used to flying Bolo bombers, Kansas, AT-17 Kansas, AT-11s, I mean. and flying other aircraft like B-25s, maybe a B-17 or so. But they got seen that Liberator right there. They seen that Marauder. They didn't know what to do. It was a bomber with a fighter airplane tactics, so it had to be respected and learn how to fly them. TBD is a different story. It's just an obsolete airplane that went to war. And that's all we had in the United States Navy, so let's give them a shot and see what they can do. We got no damn choice. We got to use something, you know. So I think about 2 aircraft out of Battle Midway that got both thumbs of approval. The United States Navy was the Wiley Wildcat and the Douglas SBD-1 Time Bomber. Those 2 aircraft won the Battle of Midway for us. The TBDs was just a slaughter at 10th Avenue. That's all it was. You got 33 men that just died. Just only one survivor out of that was Ensign Gay. And he said he was horrified just to watch the whole war, the whole Battle of Midway, right? He was floating around in a dinghy after he got shot down in a life raft dinghy. And he just, with the black side up so the Japanese could not see him. And he was still hanging on that raft looking and watching this whole squadron just be slaughtered before his eyes. And watch ships get sunk before his eyes. It was a very decisive battle Midway was. That was the beginning of the island hopping campaign. We pushed the Japanese all the way back to their homelands. That was the beginning. Stepping stone. That's called the turning of the tide. Plus the Doolittle raid got in there too. That really kind of got stuff going. Okay, this is it for the TBD. This is it for me. So I'll have live action tonight, so stay posted for that. Final reveal for the TBD would be this Friday. And also the final reveal for the Stand Rear Charlie Mack making days buddy build will be my end will be finished. Charlie probably heads out before I will. So we're pretty much neck to neck. So look forward to Friday for both 2 final reveals. And I'll drag something else out of the closet. Okay, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Model signing off. Make mama happy, take care of the little ones, stay focused when you drive, spend wisely, be aware of your surroundings, and take care of yourselves, guys. It's hot outside. It's going to force the rain tomorrow, and the heat's going sky high by Friday. It's 90 degrees today out here, so it's pretty warm. Okay, I'm out of here. Before I close off, I'd like to thank all my wonderful viewers, all my wonderful subscribers, and all my new subscribers, and all your camera comments. I'm very deeply honored to all of you. And I'll try to improve my videos, get my videos better. I've been saying that for more than 10 years now. But I'm getting there, guys. Slow, but I'm getting there. Okay, I'm out of here. Good day for barbecue. Get that. Take care of the children. Take care of the missus. Get yourself a kit. Join me this evening for live action with the Roar B-26 Marauder. This is Frankie Day. Frankie Day Model signing off. We'll catch you guys tonight. Bye, boys. Take care of yourself.